So naturally, I would be happy to try out and explore a new DLC or piece of content for Songs of Conquest. I really love the game, and I think it's one of the finest indies I have ever played. But my first experience with this new DLC, Rise Eternal, is that it's a new campaign that you go through that's focused on the undead. Pretty cool. It starts out rather slow as you slowly amass some forces, and then for the context of the narrative, trying to figure out what happened since you died. You are surrounded by enemies, and the tension is very high. You quickly meet an ally and need to then essentially get out of dodge. You are being chased to heighten the urgency as well. Conceptually, I like all of this. In practice, it was extremely frustrating. So after several turns, eventually you have a big bad wielder that will just hunt you down and solely focus on you. They won't do anything else but attack you. And man, is this guy hard, and you are very weak at this point. So I figured this acted as sort of being this ticking clock of sorts, keeping you moving, and I shouldn't die if I can keep going. Well, if you get attacked by him, it's pretty much game over. Now at one point while following your ally, another wielder will then hunt you down too. You are trying to escape and you don't have enough movement points to outright run this individual. Eventually you are forced into fighting him, and that difficulty then is through the roof. Like there's no way to win here. Not at this point. This honestly felt like it was bugged in a way, because the whole thing is very linear and scripted, in that sense because you're just maneuvering the area in a specific way. The sense of the chase is fun, but you need to actually be able to get away or be able to fight him in a more manageable way to have it all be fun. But everything is working against the player, when even on fair difficulty, this all seems very cheap. I wanted to keep playing the game, but the game would not allow me to, so sadly I was stuck on this first mission, and that was my first experience with this DLC. I was playing this at the time before this was even released to the public, and I let the developers know about this. I really didn't think that it was necessarily a skill issue. I thought something was up with the game. I had it on fair, which while the game can be very tough, it's also a reasonable setting, and I've spent a lot of hours playing this with friends, against the AI with harder difficulty settings than that. The developer said that they were going to address this, so after that I went back to it, and I was able to actually finally get past it. Even with all of this, the first mission now working better. While I did appreciate the chase effect the mission had, I was not the biggest fan of how strict it was and what you need to do. One of my favorite aspects of Songs is the random nature it has, and then combining it with the exploration. I never know what I'm going to find or encounter when playing a randomly generated map. But something here, you try to go in another direction and you're punished for it, suggesting to not go that way or you immediately die. So after getting through all of this, we hit mission 2, and then this is more business as usual. You have a base, more freeform exploring, not as strict, you're building up, and thankfully it's just so much more enjoyable. I wanted to take a few moments and take a look at Songs of Conquest as a whole too. I have been really happy with this title since its release. It's one of those indies where it scratches a specific itch of gameplay style, and it does it very well with a lot of content, and I mean a lot of it, with an almost infinite amount of gameplay to enjoy. I have so many hours into this, and it's a reliable title where I go back to it myself and enjoy it in solo play, or it's something that is a frequent party game that I love to dive into as well. I grew up playing some of the earlier Heroes of Might and Magic games. I was completely into them, that high fantasy, almost classic-like in that setting, with various teams, races, and warriors you could use. The mix of exploring and then participating in turn-based battles was so memorable, and it had been way too long since we saw anything like this sort of back in style again. I do know that Songs of Conquest is not the only game to have done this, and there are some others. While I haven't tried them myself, I'm glad to see that this genre of strategy is coming back, along with, in the case of Songs of Conquest, delivering at such a high level. For those unfamiliar with Songs, or this video comes your way and you haven't played this or even any of the Heroes of Might and Magic games back in the day, let me break down the game just a bit for you so you can get a general idea. Generally, you are trying to take out the enemy team, which usually means taking their heroes or wielders, as they are known in this game, and then capturing all of their bases and settlements. The gameplay is kind of split between 2 or 3 main areas. You have your wielders that you control. They can level up, get better equipment, and then house your military units within them. When in battle, your forces that the wielder has that they're holding there will do battle with the enemies. As the wielder, you go out and try to grab resources, gain other buffs, experiences, and all of that, control mines, get new settlements, and a lot more. You never really know what you're going to encounter, so there is this high level of going into the unknown. Even on the easier settings, the game is still rather challenging. So high risk and high reward type of gameplay, along with plenty to learn along with too. You will have settlements, and it's here where you choose to then what you're going to build and then focus on, through new upgraded buildings along with the troops that you recruit. You need to have those resources to build those structures and then purchase the various soldiers as well. Combat works on a turn-based battle system, army versus army type of stuff. You need to pay attention to the terrain, or even if there are any walls to contend with, along with any magics that you can unleash on your enemy. Yes, it is a lot and very involved, but it's something that the more you play it, the more you pick up on it. The turn-based nature of everything means that you can really take your time on deciding anything, from the movement of your wielder, what you are building, and who you are attacking. In that sense, it's very accessible. As a newcomer, take it slow. Just enjoy it as you begin to sort of peel back and start to understand everything. Songs has a wealth to offer to the player, and it's one of the best indies, period. My overall feelings on this DLC is that it's another campaign to go through, not very long, but you'll probably get a few hours out of it. I do wish that these campaigns, or tales as the game refers to them, actually had some song-style cutscenes like the main game has in abundance. This third DLC shows that the developers are continuing to add and grow the game, doing more smaller expansion type of stuff than something big, but this allows the drip feed effect. I have enjoyed the new factions that have been added in than the new campaigns, but as an overall thing, more songs is always a good thing, even if this one had a bit of roughness to it when I started it. Based on their updates too, I'm sure many of you probably won't even have the same issues that I had with the first mission, since I had a lot of these issues before this was even released to the public, and now that it's out, I was able to get through it and everything seems to be fixed and fine. If you have a love for Heroes of Might and Magic like I do, this entire game is amazing, easily one of the best indies I have played. The DLC is solid, and I look forward to more from this developer, and I wonder what else they're going to keep adding to songs. I love this game, and the DLC is a pretty good time. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Have you played songs? Have you played any of the DLCs? What are your thoughts on any of the added content? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.